where is the poverty coming from then? Why ain't no job being made then? Why ain't no creativity being made? Which one of them countries, Russia, Germany, one of them that created everything. They created everything. They do everything within their country so everybody have jobs. It looks like we facing that crisis today. Because I'm trying to figure out why people are in these experiments. Why so many people are in them. Because there ain't no job. I mean, y'all, let's just be real about it. Everybody at the moment, yeah, probably one day everybody be on social media with a job. But it ain't like that. It ain't now. And most of the people on social media they're not even getting paid. And if they is, somebody done doppelganger and took their identity. So what do you do in a situation like that? I'm trying to figure out how people, because I feel like that's why everybody doing that, because there ain't no job, ain't no money. When it ain't no job, loaf of bread is a day's wages, because it's going to take you what you going to do just to get $1 in your pocket. And that little money that you get, you going to go buy some loaf of bread and milk. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, get everybody out of these experiments. Where they going? Like, I'm going to just be honest. The streets paid a lot of people. As bad as I hate to say it, it did. I ain't saying I miss it because of that. But when the streets got cleaned up, a lot of jobs left. And it should have been replaced. It should have been slowly being replaced as the streets got bad. It should have been slowly being replaced instead of so much racism involved. Back then, it was so much racism involved. And it was like, keep them there, We lock them up, beat them up, torture them to death, kill them, or whatever. Instead of what it should have been, let's get them jobs, one by one. Let's get some jobs, let's build jobs that's gonna last and that we gonna all need. I don't really know much about that part, man, because I don't get it. I don't get why it's functioning so bad and everything, all the opportunity we have. It's like the vast majority of people are on social media or they in these little, whatever this is, in these experiments. That ain't gonna grow the food. That ain't gonna create nothing. That ain't gonna just make the clothes. That ain't gonna grow the food, make the clothes. That ain't gonna build jobs. And like, unless it's just this bottle. It could be just this bottle, I mean. Maybe it's just the bottle. Cause it's like people scared, man. Welfare, you took welfare away. Okay, well, where's the money though? You tell them to go to a restaurant. Man, the restaurants can barely pay you enough to put gas in a car. Ain't no martyrs. And you can't tell this area, get a martyr, because it ain't enough people with money to even have a martyr. The government will have to fully fund the martyr. So, what do a little town like this do, man? Let's just be realistic about it. People live here. It's a beautiful place. The little job that is here, are they secure jobs? Are they gonna last? This realistic stuff right here now. Outside of all them attacks and all that motto. But it's something to think about though. But anyway, just like my grandparents said, so you go back to, let's say you do got a home and you got a lover. Well, you and your lover, You and your lover can definitely work together. One can work in the garden, and one can sew clothes. Like my grandparents were telling me that these moments will come, but people ain't gonna want to do it. But it's, even though people don't want to do it, it bring the right people closer. In other words, it bring the right lovers closer. You know. It bring the right lovers closer. It bring the right lovers closer. So, you grow your garden, like I said, and someone make the clothes. I mean, the Mormons do. Their food is delicious. I don't know if y'all ever ate Mormons food. My God. Ooh, wait. I'm telling you, if you really want, because you can't say you in the city. It say, woe to the ones who go to the city at the end of times. I can't remember why I read it. I think it's in the Bible, though. It said, woe to the ones who go to the city at the end of time. Because, okay, in this rural area, it's lack of jobs or lack of finances. In the city, it's lack of food. You got all them stores, but it's a lot of people. Even y'all organic food ain't organic, probably. And it ain't nothing you can blame about it. I know, because me and my ex-wife used to go around and just purposely try to find organic food. And one of the hardest places to find organic food was when we were visiting Newark, New Jersey. So we realized it really wasn't organic food. Not all of it. I ain't saying nothing bad about the food. I'm just saying it was easier to find organic food here in the country, of course. So you damned if you do, damned if you don't. All right. I mean, we need to talk about this stuff, y'all, because so many people need to experiment, and there's so many people attacking people, and there's so many people. Some of these people are angels. There's so many people that got a hollow heart, which is one step close. I ain't gonna say that. It is close to a seer heart, though. Some of these people done got a hollow heart. You somewhere in their mind they done said, I gotta feed my family somehow. You see what I'm saying? So what do? You gotta go back to like my grandparents said. They said these moments come on, and what happened is you get the land a chance to heal, and population goes down. Because everybody ain't out here migrating all the time. Everybody ain't out here wilding. And people actually being with somebody and staying with that person and leaving all the rest of it alone. You know, the world slows down so it can heal. You know. One thing I notice about rural areas, when you are in the city or you're a big government or whatever, it's good to pay attention to what's going on in the rural area, because it's only a matter of time before it bleeds into the world. But as soon as the problems start happening here, they need to start being rectified. And like I said, when the streets was getting cleaned up, even way before the streets was even thinking about being cleaned up, they should have cleaned it. Instead of all this hatred and this racism and all this hatred we have for one another. It should have been, let's create jobs. They got that, and we know it's bad, we know it's awful, but let's create jobs and try to move as many as we can into different jobs. And let's create jobs that's gonna last, create jobs that's gonna be worth the contract, you know, very lucrative businesses. You can't do that if everybody who's creating the jobs and ideas, you putting them in these bottles and you sacrificing them. Like Nikola Tesla, he was finna create a lot of jobs, you know, and all the rest of the people, Sabi, that would have created jobs. Just that medicine, creating all that medicine. Job, 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 job. Just pow, pow, pow. Somebody just for trigger happy, bro. Somebody was like, kill them all. Kill, kill, kill. Murder, murder, murder. Just all over the place, bro. Somebody should have just checked somebody, bro. Somebody is like, I don't even want to get into that. That's beyond my pay grade. But it's like they need to make an anime out of that dude. You know, you killed one more person, bro. Will you stop already? You just overexcited. Hey man, he created some grease. Put it in your head turned straight. Kill him. Put him in a bottle and sacrifice. Anyway, I tell you the truth, boy. You got what you do unto others, you do to yourself. You hurt somebody, it hurts you immediately. It starts in your brain. A lot of times, it starts in your brain. And what happened is, you just wealthy. You could be wealthy, you know, very wealthy, powerhouse. But you know, you don't realize that you ain't really up there. And your people know. They just don't want to say nothing to you because you're a powerhouse and they don't want to deal with you. Yeah, it happens. You know, you think you know everything. You think everybody's, you know, nobody really want to talk to you. And they don't want to say nothing bad about you. They just don't want you around. But you so powerful. You got so much power. Here they come. You know. But anyway, so like I said, you go in the garden. You get the garden. Like your food is GMO. Most of the food is GMO. Can't blame none of these people. Attack the GMO. If you didn't have no GMO to eat, then what you gonna be eating? You know, what you gonna do? You already done made the zombie movie. You was overexcited about the zombie movie. Like you really wanted that to happen. And you was moving more towards, how many of us when the zombie stuff started coming out, everybody went and bought guns. Getting ready to get the guns. So you was already getting ready to eat each other. Grow a torn life. We gotta understand where that come from. Where is that birth from? You know? So, my grandparents were right. They were like, this moment comes around, even in these modern times. And you give the economy, you give the eco a chance to heal. People stay in cars most of the time, barns and farms. They just doing the most. And, you know, some people getting on drugs so they ain't gotta eat. Just automatically zombie machine. Go ahead, you turn into a zombie. Come out zombie. You know. So you trying to grow your food. You grow your food, you know you got organic food if you grow your own food. And then your skin gonna look better. You gonna feel better. You gonna, you know, you're going to be glad you did it. And then you and your lover, you're going to really grow closer to one another. I think that's why my grandparents were so close. Because they had all the money in the world. They didn't have to do nothing. But they did. You know, my grandma was a great soul. She did all kind of stuff. My grandma was awesome at everything. And my grandpa was too. I ain't never seen so many lazy people in my life till my grandparent died. I need to be someone. But it's like somebody keep blocking me, and this person gotta get out of the way. This person gotta get out of the way. I'm supposed to rebuild this house. While I was going through this, I was supposed to rebuild this house and did a lot of stuff, because I'm on my own. You're supposed to have two people with you. But they completely destroyed my other half, you know. And I think she's trying to do better now. I think she is doing better now. I hope she is. If not, she probably still attacking me. Well, you know. We gotta learn some way, somehow, sometime. So, you know, it takes time to figure it out, you know. But that's on her, whatever, you know. I can't get upset with these people that keep attacking me. I ain't got to the point I blame the jacket. I just blame the jacket, whatever, you know. But that'll give you a chance. If you do got a loved one, you can go in the garden. Like I said, y'all go buy some yarn. It's cheap. You got online to help you with all this stuff. You buy a lot of that stuff, start doing it around your house. And then if you got a home, you know, pay for your light bill. Now then you got to get to the point where you got these extraordinary rent payments. Now hopefully if you already renting, you got a job to pay for it, but you still can utilize what I'm telling you to make it better. I see people lose houses. I don't know how they do it, but it probably be under some crazy stuff like what I be going through. People that be have your deeds and stuff, don't want to give you deeds. Well, you always want to keep your home though, because it's like this. You gonna pay rent for the rest of your life, $1,400 a month, or you gonna get something rent to own, get a home, or like what me and my ex-wife were gonna do. And we was doing that. We got some land. We were just gonna cut down the trees and build us a cabin house, a nice one. And there's just so many ways. Y'all ain't gotta do all that, bro. All this. I gotta go out here and make millions sacrifice for you. Ain't gotta do none of that, bro. You ain't gotta do none of that. You can go buy some land that'll cost you. You might have to move out of them Las Vegas and all that craziness y'all got. I ain't saying Las Vegas is crazy. I'm saying y'all want to get to these overpopulated areas. You just gonna have to learn to love yourself and be country. You have to learn to get country, bro. Because the food is scarce, really. Ain't that much. We gotta be realistic about the food. How often do you eat organic food? You seen the stuff that they put in the food, the glue that they have to put in this food? Some of this food, they put it in this food to stretch it out. You seen the cows and stuff that's mutilated to feed all this population? So it makes sense what my grandparents were saying. You get with a real lover and you sit down, and that's probably what it is. Probably like you sow your royal oats, but when a generation refused to get out of sowing their royal oats, they hit these troublesome times to where they gotta stop. And that's why that older lady that used to be on before they swapped my network out, and her young daughter used to tell her, "Do you love my daddy?" And she said, "Yeah, I love your daddy. Did you ever love somebody else?" And she said, "Yeah, I love somebody more than your daddy." And she was like, "Do he know?" He know it. Why you get with my daddy? Because I had to get real with life, and that was deep. And her daughter was trying to get her to explain it. Ain't nothing to explain. It's self-explanatory. You gotta get real, bro. You gotta get real. You can't keep taking care of them little boys and them little girls. You can't keep doing that. You gotta get real. And it get fun once you actually give into that. You know what I'm saying? Because the arguments, you think the arguments gonna be like the arguments with that boy, that little girl you taking care of, which turned very aggressive and childish, like, you know, violent. But when you with somebody, y'all both is at a very mature state and grown and on y'all doing your own thing, the arguments actually turn into love. You know what I'm saying? The arguments turn, it's kind of healthy for the relationship, and it's bring you closer. So you start to want to protect one another instead of sacrifice each other. I gotta get some. I mean, lovers is sacrificing each other, y'all. My ex-wife, as bad as she was, I know the girl loved me. I don't care what nobody says. I know that girl was in love with me. I wouldn't have never in a million years expected her to do all this. She didn't do all of it, but she did some of it. I don't want to talk about it because I already know she hurt. I already know she broke in. I already know. I ain't got to talk to her. I ain't talked to her neither in 5 years. I just know it. I know I wasn't that bad of a person, no way in the hell. And she wasn't that bad of a person at all neither. Well, I mean, to do that, I wouldn't have never expected it. But so it make you wonder what would possess people to do these kind of things. It's got to be finances, being scared of the future or whatever. You know, what leads to this? Something leads to this stuff. Everybody trying to hurry up, get money, get hit a lick. Well, you know, it's like this. Y'all doing all this sacrificing to get $1 million. Okay? You wasted time. Why you sitting there, everybody out there trying to get all this money? Okay, it says a bunch of people in these experiments and they making so much money. Well, that's just gonna tell the realtors, go up on land. It's just gonna tell you, it's like you damned if you do, damned if you don't. It's gonna say go up on land. Go up there, everybody in there, they making that kind of money, go up on land, go up on homes. You know what I'm saying? When you would have been easier for you when you was in that mind frame of, okay, I'm struggling, I need to figure out how I can get this, get that. And by that time when you was thinking about it and you was struggling, if you'd have looked into land then, you probably could have got you 2 or 3 acres for $15,000. That's your land. You got you 15, you could build a nice house on an acre of land. A half an acre of land. You can build a nice home on a quarter of an acre of land. And then you got all that land that you could play with, and people see land, you see land with trees and stuff. You see land with trees, it's a lot of land, it got trees all on. Even better, did you know that you get grade land and people will buy the trees from you? That's thousands of dollars. You could just grade the land, cut the trees down and build you a magnificent log house, cabin house. So right there, you just bought 3 acres of land and you bought your home. You cut the tree down, you get the people, and you get a group of people who build a home. And you tell them you want a log, a wood, a cabin house. Okay, now look, you went out there, you did all this sacrificing for millions of dollars. You done lost most of it because you've been buying friends that don't like you or love you. So you wasted that money. And then you got revenue, but the revenue going as fast as it's revenuing. I'm wasting that money. And you're like, I gotta get this secure because all this is coming on. And they charge you millions and millions and thousands, hundreds of thousands. And what I just said, $15,000 would have bought you 3 acres of land. It would have took you to build your dream home. It wouldn't have took you no more than $70,000 to build your dream home on your own land. That's without using the trees that's yours. Building a cabin house. That's just going to somebody and telling them to build your home on your own land. $70,000 would have built you a magnificent, beautiful home. Your home, you and your lover home, whatever. So right there, you got $70,000. $85,000. You just got 3 acres of land. And a nice home, but now everybody went into all these frenzy. Everybody went into the fraudulent stuff. Everybody done figured out how to make millions and millions and millions of dollars. Economy through the roof. Economy through the roof. Because you ain't getting it. You got to move different. You can't move like that. Y'all just tell everybody. That's why I said too many friends out here. There's too many people packed up together, bro. There's too much of that. And I don't care if you go organization. I don't care what you is. It's too much of that. I know I seen people, man, sacrifice people for gang members and organizations. Sacrifice lovers. Hell, I'm one of them. That's amazing. That's ridiculous. Who can you trust when you laying beside somebody when it's that bad? You don't sleep with them people at your organization. At least I hope not. You don't sleep with your gang members. You can't grow old with them. You grow old with your family. In and out, all that extra stuff. Till the day we die, whatever, bro. At the end of the day, you gotta be grown. You gotta grow up. You got a family. You got kids to take care of. And really, you can't tell the difference between an organization and gang member. That's bad. That's even worse. Because the organization's supposed to be building up jobs, building up franchise, building up stuff so people can have secure jobs. You know? So it's like everybody doing these experiments, but ain't no jobs being created. People still struggling. More and more people being born every day. And there's more and more people without jobs, and they don't know how to garden, and they don't know how to sew, and they don't know how to survive without steady income, which is dangerous. Even if you got income or not, you need to learn how to survive without it. So how we gonna fix this problem? Because it's gonna be an epidemic real soon. Because if you're not putting organic food in your body, what are you putting in your body? You never thought that might be the reason you don't have the energy, and that might be one of the reasons that got a lot of people getting on drugs, more and more people getting on drugs, because they're trying to get this extra energy. Because what we putting in our body is actually killing our energy. It's like you gotta figure this stuff out. We gotta start looking at we don't want to look at it because it's so messy, but we got 8.2 billion people in the world. This is the right time to look at it. What else they gonna do? They looking at cameras in everybody's private spaces. You can look at how to fix these problems. That's just the way I feel, y'all. That's the way I move. Man, I'm a mechanic. I work, boy. They gotta lock the tools up. Opportunities up. Feed me like a mutt. They know I work. They had to sell their souls. Stay here spells. Cause they know I work. They know I move, bro. Most of these situations, these people leave you for people that don't work, they gotta take care of. It ain't just me, it's a lot of people like that. And I think what I know from that is it's insecurity, low self-esteem, and it's some kind of dominance thing, bro. They want people to, I take care of you, that's all garbage. I did this, that's all garbage. I did that when I did that for you, how I did this for you, that's all garbage. All that's trash, straight trash. Why be with a lover if you're gonna compete with each other? They ain't your lover. A real lover love one another, build each other up, there for each other when they need to be there for each other, for better or worse, always with one another. Whatever y'all got going on is garbage when it comes to that kind of life. You're just with each other for what you can do for each other, and that's gonna wear out fast, whether it's for the sex or the money. Both of them gonna burn out super fast. And you're going to be hating on the one that do got a good relationship. You're going to put them in a bottle, sacrifice them. I feel like you did right by it. Perverse mind.